to put on some cream products. Ugh, cat hair. I don't even have a cat up here, and there's a cat hair on me. Hi guys, welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do a kind of a get ready with me chit chat kind of thing. I got some new things and I wanted to share some of that stuff with you. I was waiting to do my filming until after I got my orders from Shop Miss A and from Clionadh. And I was supposed to get my Clionadh stuff in April, but then COVID-19, and so things got pushed back, and you know, that's totally fine. The Shop Miss A stuff took a little while. Actually ended up emailing them and sort of prompted them along to send me some kind of shipping update, which they never did, but after I sent that email, my package went out. I picked up some of the foundations, and that was the thing that I was most interested in trying. And in the video that I recorded that I ended up not having any sound for, I expressed my disappointment that so many of the shades were peachy colored. And I didn't really like that look, although the foundations themselves, or the foundation itself, wore well, looked nice, and it wasn't so peachy that I couldn't wear it. I did wear it for the day, but I don't think that I am going to do that again in this video. But I will be using some of the other things that I picked up from Shop Miss A, and I will be using at least one of the Clionadh shadows that I got, and I got 6 of them. So I think the foundation that I'm going to use today is one that because I made it to diamond status at Ulta, which I don't know how I feel about that, was to pick up a Clinique foundation of my choice. And I think they have, I want to say 5 different ones. And so it was kind of hard to pick because all the testers they're there, but they're taped off. So you can at least look at the bottle and stuff, but you can't try anything. Well, I don't want to say you can't try anything on, but it seemed kind of complicated. So the gal that was helping me, we just kind of did our best to pick a color that she thought and I thought would match me. So I picked up the color Breeze, which is CN02 in the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation. And she told me that this was a full coverage foundation. And I'm not sure, let's see, what does it say? This foundation and concealer in one covers thoroughly with a lightweight feel. Naturally flawless look, lasts all day. For all over coverage or to use to spot conceal, oil free. So this says it has a natural matte finish. And I'm not the biggest fan of matte finishes. I prefer either a natural finish or a satin finish. But super matte, super dewy, I don't really do. But anyway, I'm going to give that a try today, see if the color is okay. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put on a headband because my hair is clean and dry and all that, but I haven't styled it yet, and so I'm hoping one of the errands that I'm going to do today is to go by Sally's and pick up some hair color to do my roots, and yeah, because Mama's showing her gray. Anyway, whew. Okay, so let's see. I am going to, as per usual, I am going to start with my eyes, and I think today I'm going to prime with the Anastasia eye primer, which it's pretty full coverage. I don't know how I feel about it exactly, which is why I haven't been sort of consistently using it. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes, because like I say, I always start with my eyeballs first. And especially given that I'm going to be doing probably some kind of sparkly, glittery, colorful thing today. And I don't know that I'm going to do a ton of talking in this part, because like I say, this isn't really supposed to be a tutorial. So I may just kind of do this part, breeze through it, and then we'll focus on the Clionadh eyeshadows when I get to those, and the foundation when I get to that part. So I am going to tape off my eyes because I want to have a relatively sharp edge here, and at least to start with. And I use paper tape, like medical paper tape that you get at I got mine at the dollar store, but you can of course get it other places as well. And be sure, if you use this kind of stuff, be sure that you you know, press it onto the back of your hand or your pants or something so that it's not quite so sticky. Okay, so I think one of the things that I picked up yesterday at Ulta was this Makeup Revolution color book, and this is the let's see if I can do this. This is the orange, red, yellow one. I also have the green, blue one, and you know, I like it pretty well. It's nice to have a big variety. I probably didn't need it. No, I know I didn't need it. Anyway, hopefully you will be able to see this. This is what she looks like. So lots of colors, lots of similar colors. Shimmers on one side, mattes on the other, and I kind of appreciate that. But we're gonna be mostly using, I think, the mattes today. So I am going to go ahead and pick out a couple brushes here, and we're gonna get going. And I'm not gonna try to tell you like which colors I'm using and stuff. I'm just gonna go in and do my thing here. And I will come back and we will do the Clionadh eyeshadow that I choose, whichever one I choose, I'm not sure. And we'll kind of focus on that for a bit. Okay, so I think that will do for the moment. I am going to go into the shade Forge, this one right here, and hopefully you will be able to see at least some of the shift. I know it's hard on camera, and I know already from watching other demos and tutorials and stuff that these shadows just don't show up on camera like they do in real life. But near as I can tell, this is kind of a green to copper to kind of a berry color shift. And I have worn this and it is gorgeous. And I'm using a kind of a small, slightly pointed fluffy brush to apply this. You can use your fingers, of course, but I just got my nails done for the first time in months, and so I'm not really feeling like stabbing myself in the eye, and so I'm using a brush. Now I did try this with a more of a flat shader brush, and that didn't really work. So if you happen to get these or maybe any other multichrome type shadow, and by the way, these are from the multichrome stained glass jewel collection, and I got 6 shades for, like, they had a build your own 6 shade bundle kind of thing when they had their pre-order, and so I picked out 6 different shades, and boy, I would have liked to have had every single one of them, but you know, sometimes you got to be a little bit practical. Being practical is not all that much fun, but on the flip side, I didn't want my husband coming to me and saying, "You spent how much on what?" But yeah, they're so pretty, and I'm definitely pleased that I have the shades that I have, and I hope to build on this collection. So, you know, I'm not going to do any more than that, and these are not the kind of shadows that you can blend out because they have a black base, and so then things just end up looking, oh, not the best. And so I have found that just sort of patting, tapping in place, and I'm just kind of lightly bringing it over that darker outer corner just a little bit. Anyway, I find that just sort of tapping them out a little bit, putting whatever crease shade, if you want a crease shade, and you certainly don't need one, is the most effective and the prettiest way that I've found to wear this, at least so far. And one of the reasons I do my eyes first is because you do get fallout from eyeshadow almost always. And you know, if that bugs you, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But we are going to go ahead and peel that tape off. And I'm going to clean up a little bit. Put on some sunscreen, because wear your sunscreen, girls and boys. Even though there's no fucking sun here in Seattle today. And I already have some skincare on, and so I'm trying to be relatively gentle around my eyes. But it has a nice, you know, I think that looks pretty nice, tight edge there that I will use as a guide for my liner when I get to that point. So I have this pure hydrogel lift stick, and I've had it for a while, but I kind of forgot about it, and so I got it out because I couldn't find my Becca under eye primer, the one that's kind of a light blue. I have it somewhere. Can I find it? Nope. So we're just gonna tap a little bit of that in. And this is nice, and I mean it's kind of a hydrating, little bit of a cooling sensation. So it's kind of like the Becca one in that regard. Still, I want to find my Becca one. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of sunscreen on, and I've been using the CeraVe one. I mentioned this before. This is the hydrating sunscreen. It's got a tint to it, SPF of 30. Let me zoom in just a touch so that you can see I should have done that when I was putting it on, so that you can see the eyeshadow a little bit better. And I'll do it again when I put on my eyeliner and stuff. So My hope is that you can really see the shift. Okay, zoom back out a little bit. And we are going to apply. When I bought this, I didn't realize that this was a doe foot applicator. Not my favorite kind of applicator. One of the reasons that I picked this one over one of the others is that the other one had sunscreen in it, which is fine, but it had chemical sunscreen, which does not particularly agree with my skin. So this says it's full cover, or it says moderate to full coverage. And so I don't want to get too, too carried away here. But let's see. The color seems okay, maybe a little bit light, and I certainly couldn't wear it if I had on a self-tanner, which I haven't done for a few weeks because it's such a pain in the ass. So it's like I really like the effect, but I really don't like doing it. And I'm using a IT Cosmetics foundation brush. This is one of the ones that's a little bit more domed. I have a flat one that I also like. I have about six or seven foundation brushes that I just keep in rotation because I don't use them more than once. Eyeshadow brushes and things like that I will use more than once, but foundation brushes not so much. And I'm trying not to get too much up under my eye because I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on. And just kind of stippling that in. I put a little bit on this redness that I always get on my neck. And that'll help the color to blend in a little bit more too. And I could take this all the way down my chest, which tends to get, it doesn't tend to get red, it is red. It's red all the time. People often say, oh, you got some sun. I'm like, no, I'm just red. So yeah, that seems to have pretty nice full coverage. I'm going to go over it with a sponge. Do my ears a little bit here. I'm going to go over it with a sponge in the center of my face, especially because that's where, no matter what, foundation tends to look the most makeup-y on me. So I'm just going to use a damp sponge. And this is the e.l.f. one. And it's really soft, so I like it. So I'm just really pressing that in. So yeah, I'm gonna have to bronze a little bit, I think, because this is pretty pale. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Now you'll notice I didn't put any primer on. I'm not a big primer person. I just can't seem to remember to do it. Okay, not bad. A little makeup-y looking around my mouth. And a little makeup-y looking right between my eyes. Seems to have a little bit of a, at least so far, a little bit of a glow to it. So that's kind of nice. Let's see, which concealer do I think I'm just going to try the Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer, which is the one I've been wearing. Might be a little, is that a little dark? That might be a little dark. I was gonna buy a lighter one and they didn't have them. So I'm gonna use the Hourglass concealer. This one's really light. And for that reason, I don't use it that often. So put a little bit of that Naked one in here too. So I'm just blending this out with this is a AOA Studio, so it's from Shop Miss A. Patting that out in the two places that I put it, and then I will bring them together a la Robert Welsh. So I've had an exciting morning. I think it's about 10 right now. My freezer stopped working. And so therefore, everything in my freezer was defrosted, melting, leaking. So I pulled out what I could, what I thought I could save, what I thought I could safely save. Not really into food poisoning, so there was a roast in there, and so I'm cooking a roast. Started that at 8 o'clock in the morning. Nothing like a roast cooking at 8 o'clock in the morning, but it was pretty good sized, and I could tell that it was still frozen in the center. So I'm like, I'm just gonna cook it. Need something for dinner anyway. So, and it smells okay while it's cooking. I thought if it smells funky, it's going in the trash. Because, yeah, not really, like I say, not really into that. Okay, so I think that looks not too bad. Yeah, I'm going to use the Fenty Cream Bronzer in Butter Biscuit. And I am going to use the foundation brush that I used yesterday to do this. And so this is not a clean brush, but it was used for this purpose. And we're just going to try to bronze this look up a little bit. Sorry if it seems like I'm looking in a strange place sometimes, because all I have so far in my setup is my viewfinder. And so if you look at the viewfinder, you're not looking at the lens. And so it looks like you're looking off into, you know, space. Maybe not space, but anyway, so yeah, I had to clean out my freezer, mop up all the, you know, whatever fluids at the bottom of the freezer. And I'm like, please let us not have to buy a fridge right now, or a freezer. I don't even live that close to an airport. And if I feel like I need more, I will do it after I powder, and I'll just use a powder bronzer. Okay, so now I am going to use, I think I'm going to use this MAC Glow Play Blush. This is the color Cheer Up. Here. Now this isn't exactly a cream, but it's kind of a cream. Kind of a cream to powder. I am going to go ahead and powder, and I'm going to try, I haven't used this a lot. This is the Jaclyn Brighten Up, that's the name of it, Luminous Powder. So I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer. I'm just going to use the Maybelline City Bronzer in shade 01. And we're just kind of lightly going over that. Something smells good. I'm not sure if that's a product I'm wearing, or... It's nice. I like it. So just a little bit more bronzer. So I'm going to use the Too Faced, the little trio ones that they came out with about, gosh, I don't know, 6 months ago. Time flies. I have no idea. I'm using the Glow side, which is the not super shimmery, but a little bit. So more so than the Soft Focus, but less than the Dazzle. So I did not sleep well last night, and my under eyes are showing it. So a little bit down the bridge of my nose. Don't know why I'm doing it there. I don't really like that look. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Use my powder brush again just to kind of make sure everything is nice and soft. I'm going to spray my face with something. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to use the All Nighter makeup setting spray. I'm almost out of this. And I need to get some more. I know a lot of the gals have the little sort of battery operated rechargeable fans, but I kind of like old school. Is this old school? Makes me think of the ladies in church in the middle of summer. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do my brows. And lately I've been liking doing my brows kind of less drawn in and a little bit more fluffy. And I've been using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This is the shade, this is actually the shade medium brown, but it seems to work okay. The applicator's a pretty nice size. And if you use this, just, you know, go in with kind of a light hand right at first and go back and forth between your brows so that you don't get too much product all in one place. And I am going to go in with a pencil. This is the micro pencil from NYX. And this is the black one. And I'm just going to extend my tail a little bit and fill in anything that is like glaringly obvious. This is a little bit later, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a update on that Clinique foundation that I tried earlier. And I've already like been out and come back, and it's been a crazy day. But I still feel about this foundation like I did before. I still feel like it's a little bit too much. I'm going to try it a few different ways. I might try it with a primer. I think that I'm going to try it with a different powder than the Jaclyn Hill one that I tried, which is kind of a glowy powder. So I'm going to try it with my usual one, which is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. That's the one I typically use, either that or the By Terry tinted powder. At any rate, I am enjoying immensely my eyeshadow today. And the rest of my skin I also like pretty well. But yeah, the foundation is, I'm not sure about it. I'm gonna have to wear it a little bit more and see what I think about it. But at this point, it feels like either I'm going to return it and get something different, or I'm going to try mixing it with something. I'm not sure what. Maybe something that's a little more glowy and dewy and a little bit lighter, or more, I don't know, more moisturizing, more hydrating. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. I might try it that way, and then if it still doesn't seem to want to work for me in the way that I want it to, then yeah, I'll probably return it and get something a little bit different. Anyway, that's it for this video today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time here. I know that you have a lot of choices out there in YouTube land as far as what to watch, and so if you spend some time with me today, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys are well, and until next time, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!